Hello everyone and welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. Today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful flowers, and they're really simple to do. I'm not a very good sewer, as I've told you before, but these are really easy and simple to do with some thread and some material. So with the flowers, we've got some different kind of middle bits that I've used. We've got some wild orchid craft flowers here, and I've also decoupaged some buttons, and they also make a really nice addition to the middle of the flowers here as well. So what I'm going to do first of all is just show you the decoupage buttons. Right, so these are the buttons that I have already completed in decoupage, and they are literally just, here are the buttons, some of the buttons that I have used. I used a lot of the white sort of colour because sometimes with the decoupage paper the colour does, oh bless you Phoebe, the colour does sort of show through inside. Now I'll just bring my decoupage paper in to show you. So you can use any paper that you've got. You can use tissue paper as well if you don't have any of the proper paper. So I just had a rummage through my paper just to see the sort of designs and colours that I wanted to use, and all I did was use my Mod Podge. I used matte for this one because I didn't want them shiny, and all I did was just cover the button with the deco paper and left them to dry, and that's just it. That's all you need to do for them, and they make sort of really nice centerpiece you know, for the flowers. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I made the actual flower itself. Right, for this next part, what you're going to need is some fabric. So I just sort of had a little rummage through at the type of fabric that I had. I'm going to use this one here, this red one on the top. I've made a couple in this design, but it's really pretty. But you can use, you know, you can use anything that you've got, any old scraps. It doesn't have to be new. You can also use lace as well. So you'll need your fabric. You'll also need some felt. So try to get felt that matches you know, the colour that you're using, and the felt that's a little bit softer I find works quite well as well. So I'm going to use this red colour. So all you need to do, I've just got a strip here. Now I don't know the exact measurements. It is just a case of cutting a strip of material and kind of just seeing how, you know, you get on with that, whether you need to make it longer or shorter, because it just depends how large you want to make the flower. So you get your strip like that. I mean, I probably ideally might like it a little bit longer than this, but it won't matter too much. So once you've got that, you don't need to have a really straight edge because we are going to cut part of this off. And all you need to do is like a little concertina type fold. So you're sort of folding it forward, but try and keep it, if you can, as kind of as level as possible, and sort of make sure these are near enough as straight as you can get them, because we're going to be cutting them into a shape. So you just do that for, it's like, you know, when you make a fan, it's just basically the same sort of thing as that. So once you've done it like that part there, you get your scissors and you kind of make it or cut it in like a mountain, like a little dome shape. And this is the petals, just like that. So you just have to get rid of these scraps, and then what you want to do is to kind of rough up these end bits. And what I do is I just get my nail and just sort of like scruff them a little bit like that, and just sort of make them a little bit sort of threadbare, so to speak. It's easy to do them when they're all bunched together, and then you can kind of like pull some bits off. You know, if you need to, and that just gives it like more of a distressed look. But you can do it some more once you've you know, actually done it. So that's that part. That's the sort of the first part, and the next bit is you need some cotton. Okay, so I just bought a pack of cotton from the shop the other day, and it doesn't really matter what colour thread you use, but I'm going to use some red, I think, in this case. Right, so what I'm going to do now is get my needle and thread, and I've just put a small tiny knot in the other end of it, and all you're going to do is, it's basically like a running stitch. It's a real sort of simple stitch to do. You just go in at the end, not the end that's sort of you know, with a design on. You want the flat end, and you just go up and down just like that, sort of along the end part. And it's really simple. Even I can do this, she says. And then you just sort of like pull it down to the end part like that, and then carry on. But you can do whatever pattern, design, you know, that you like. I mean, I like to do sort of the shabby chic kind of theme, but that's just my personal preference. You know, you can really do any kind of colour schemes that you want. And I've come up with loads of different ideas of things that I can use them for. So I will at some point put those in some videos when I've got the time. I mean, we sat this afternoon and we made quite a few, and also the buttons as well. So they're not, you know, they're not hard, and it's sort of something that you could probably just sit down with whilst watching TV, or, you know, something. You don't have to think about it that much. And with the centre part of the flower, you can use loads of different things as well. So once you get to the end, you just pull it through like that. And then what I do is find the bit that I started with and sort of pull it, and then cut that part off, and then just tie it in like a double or a triple knot or something, and that just holds that part down. And then that part, the next part at the top, I just I'll do it again just to make sure. Just do that part, and then just snip off those kind of loose bits there. I'll just tuck that part in, and then you can see that the flower's kind of forming. And depending how long you have your piece of material, obviously it just depends how big you want it, how ruffled you want it, that sort of thing. And then all I did was just put that together, so you can see that part goes together, and get my thread again, go at the top part, and just all I did was go through. I mean, you can stitch it all the way down if you want to, but all I did is just literally tie in a couple of knots there just to sort of hold it together. You can go, there's a little hole there, we can do another one a little bit further down as well, just to make sure it stays. But you can see how easy they are to do. So quite sort of relaxing as well. So just go through, I'll just do that bit as well, just to make sure that doesn't fall through. And just trim that off. So you might get some like little frayed bits anyway, because obviously you're sort of pulling it, so but just kind of get rid of those. And at this point, if you want to sort of like fray it a little bit more, go around the edges, and you can do that. You don't, I mean, you can totally miss that step out. You don't even have to do that part if you don't want to. So now we've got to decide what we're going to put in the middle section. I'll just give you a few ideas of what you can use. I've got some resin embellishments here, so you can use things like this. These came from eBay. I've had these a long time. But depending how big your sort of middle part is, you could maybe put something like that, or something a little bit bigger than that. But you can get some sort of resin embellishments. I've got a tub here as well with a few more in, and these, this just not the right colour, but as you can see with a bigger kind of flower, you can kind of see the effect that you get with that. So that's one idea. The other thing, I'll just pull a couple of these in to show you. The other thing I did was use the deco patched buttons, so you can put those in. They're the sort of the various colours with those. This one here, I just put a normal button in the middle, and I thought that looked really sweet. But what you can do as well with these is they would make great hair accessories. So if you wanted to make them smaller, you can actually make those hair clips or fix that onto a headband. That would make a really nice sort of headband for a kid. You can leave it as big as that, or you can make it smaller. It's completely, completely up to you. So there are lots and lots of uses for them. The red one, the other red one I popped one of these wild orchid craft flowers in the middle, and I thought the red and the white inside sort of looked really pretty as well. So I put flowers on a couple of those and on that one. So, it's completely up to you. And Phoebe's got one there to show us as well. So that one's actually slightly bigger. So it just depends how big you kind of do them, and you can see how different they do come out. So we'll just pop those there for now. I want it to go there, dear Phoebes. We'll just pop those there for now, and I'll show you what we do with the middle part. So in this one, I am going to put a wild orchid craft flower in. They come in these packets here. If you're not familiar with wild orchid crafts, they sell lots and lots of things. Amongst that, they have these beautiful like paper roses. I know you can buy them probably cheaper elsewhere, but I absolutely love the quality of them, and they are my favourite type of craft flower. So, and I'll pop their website down below in the description as well if you want to take it a look. And sometimes they do special offers, and they can email you with special offers as well. So right, so I've got the flower all ready here for this one, but what we need to do on the back is to put some felt or some kind of backing. Now I just cut a little circle out, so I'm just going to cut a square out to start with here. Now I do it freehand. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. If you want to do it perfect, you can sort of draw around something so you get it spot on, but it doesn't bother me at all. So if it's there or thereabouts, I'm happy with that. I've got my glue gun on, so I'm going to use that in 1 second. Just get rid of those scraps. And to do that, what we're going to do is to turn it over on the other side. I'll just grab my glue gun. Now you can either glue that part or glue the felt. It's completely up to you. You just put a splodge on like that, and then turn it over and just stick that to the under part. Then that leaves the front, and all we need to do is to pop your embellishment or your flower or button or whatever it is you're using in the middle here. So again, you do the same thing. I'll probably glue the flower. It might be a little bit easier. So pop some hot glue on, and then you want to hold it into place. I'll just put the glue gun over there, keep it out of the way. You just hold it and kind of until it's stuck. And that literally is it. That is all you need to do. So as you can see, they're really quick, really sort of simple to do. You can make them with the kids. Just obviously be careful with the glue gun if you're doing them with those. So I say I've got quite a few different ideas and things that that I'm going to make on from this. So this is kind of the start, really. But that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.